The so-called Islamic State has launched the largest-scale attack in Syria since it was defeated there in 2019. Their target, a prison holding jihadists in the northeast. And the Kurdish-led Syrian Democratic Forces say they've repelled the attackers and recaptured all or most of the inmates who'd escaped in the chaos.
24 hours after the initial onslaught, the neighborhoods around Gueran prison were still a battleground. Conflicting reports of numbers of dead fighters and civilians hung over the city like the plumes of smoke from explosions. Almost 100 suspected IS fighters managed to escape from the prison. These Kurdish security forces prepared for combat. We're now going into the Basel roundabout, where there's about 300 Islamic State fighters coming out. We'll be facing them and turning them back to where they came from. We'll make them regret what they did. They're killing and trying to win, but we're here to stop them. Hundreds of residents with homes near the prison fled the fighting. Some of them eyewitnesses to the bloodshed.
There's been bombing and warplanes since yesterday, and young people were slaughtered. What is happening? The situation is catastrophic. We got scared for our children and fled.
There has been shelling and killing since yesterday. IS killed 4 or 5 people in our neighborhood. This footage allegedly shows fugitives who were recaptured by Kurdish forces. Human rights organizations have criticized the Kurdish authorities for the inhumane conditions in its prisons, with overcrowding rampant and due process often denied to suspected IS militants. The growing resentment toward the Kurdish-led administration could help IS grow its ranks. The group once controlled swaths of Syria and Iraq, but was driven out by a coalition of U.S., Kurdish, and Iraqi forces in 2019. Just hours after the attack in Syria began, IS gunmen assaulted this army base in central Iraq. Military officials say the insurgents killed 11 soldiers as they slept. The 2 attacks show that IS is once again ready to pull off large-scale attacks on both sides of the border.
For more, I'm now joined by Mahmoud Sheikh Ibrahim. He's a freelance journalist based in Erbil, Iraq. Welcome to the program, Mahmoud. What are you hearing now about the situation on the ground in Syria after this attack?
Yeah, good morning. Just this morning, the clashes resumed about 5:30 early morning. It resumes again. And as you know, since yesterday, the clashes were started about the night before at about 8 p.m. at local time. And the estimated number of attacker of ISIS cells, about 100 armed men, they started their attack with a car bomb, targeted the gate of the prison. And when we talk about this prison, it's not a normal prison, it's just a makeshift prison. It was an industrial vocational secondary school in the past, and after 2019 they turned it into be a prison or a jail for ISIS. Thousands of ISIS fighters who surrounded after Baghouz battle. So but the situation is sorry.
No, I was just going to ask you, you said that it was a makeshift prison. What kind of security then did it have? Because as we saw, this was quite a brazen attack.
Actually, they intensified the guarding process, and the coalition was helping with air watching and air support. But this is not the first time to be this happen in this prison or the makeshift prison. It happened. It's maybe the 12th or the 11th time this time. But this is the biggest deadly attack on the prison and the biggest operation after they eliminate the so-called Islamic State. So they were depending on guarding and depending on such human things, not the technical or concrete process.
Can you talk to us a little bit about some of the people who are being held in this prison? We know that there are some high-ranking IS fighters there.
Yeah, this prison contains about 5,000 ex-ISIS fighters who surrounded to the SDF after the Baghouz battle in 2019. Among these people, there are 3 types of nationalities: Syrian local ones, and Iraqis, and also we have foreign fighters. Majority of them are very talented, experienced fighters of ISIS, and they are very risky ones. This is not the only prison, but the main prison in northeast of Syria.
Mahmoud Sheikh Ibrahim reporting for us from Erbil, Iraq. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.